I want a picture. You got that, Peter? Alright, thanks.
Are you okay if I do it from the seat? Good. First of all, Mr. President, my new friends from Jamaica. I start with saying I'm honored and I'm grateful, but most of all excited for this opportunity. First impression of Jamaica is a very positive one. Nice reception from all people I meet. Spent a holiday with my wife maybe 10 years ago here, and probably that was one of the best holidays I've had. So, something said about me, I'm a little bit different than most coaches in a way that it isn't my income to be a coach in Iceland. Football is not professional, so the income comes from dentistry. But I decided a long time ago, if I had the chance to become professional, I would go and do that. So, like Mr. President said, it's my passion is football. So when I'm doing football, time flies. Forget to eat, etc., etc. So when I was looking for projects to coach the next time, I was really selective. It was not about the money, it was about the project. And for me, it was a perfect match to come now to Jamaica to try to fix what is broken. I know is some obstacles we have to cross, and we have to improve some big things. But for me, it was a perfect match. I see so much potential here, and if I compare this one to the Icelandic project, I think the potential is much more here than it was in Iceland. So, really looking forward to start. Next year will be huge for the national team, starting with the Nations League match against Mexico, and then next summer in the Gold Cup. So, you've seen my story in the brochure, and I will bring 2 coaches with me in the staff. So I bring one assistant. His name is John Ball, a Swedish UEFA elite coach, and he will be assistant coach alongside Marion Gordon, which you know. So he's a teacher, has a BA in sports science, coached at many levels in Sweden football. He was a tactical coach for the Finnish national team, which had a huge success. He's good in player development and really useful in the transition from helping the local players to get to a higher standard and eventually and hopefully to the national team. He's a technology guru, owns a software company, or is a part owner in a software company, so he's really good in the technology now, possible in football today, but above all, honest and a hard-working person. The other staff member I will bring with me here is Guðmundur Hreiðarsson. He will be our goalkeeper coach. I worked with Gumi 7 years with the national team. All the years I was there, he was the goalkeeper coach, and he is, in my opinion, one of the best ones I've seen. He has the highest education possible for goalkeeper coaches in Europe. Very experienced. Again, another one worked at all levels of football. He's great at developing goalkeepers. And he has been in the coaching education in Iceland for 20 years plus. But not only that, he's also in UEFA doing courses for goalkeeper coaches around Europe. So for sure, all of these players can help also locally, not only to improve the status of the national team. So all the 3 of us have that in common. We have worked in coaching education a long time. We've all been youth coaches, coached at all levels, coached both genders, and we all like to share to Jamaicans what we know, because it's all about sharing, giving and taking. To the task. Now, our task is number one. I build a team for the World Cup in 2026. So we have a year until we start the playoffs or the group stage for the World Cup. So we have to start quickly to try to find and stabilize the Jamaican national team. The second job is assisting and improving football locally here in Jamaica, in coaching education and working with elite players. And we are happy to be a part of this and assist in that. But while doing this, we all know that in every match there is a pressure to win, there is an expectation to win, and no coach will survive in his job without winning football matches. So that is just the basic fact. So yes, we want to have a good team in 2026, but we all know we have to win the matches we play starting now against Argentina. So two different things, for me I see that's two different projects. First to develop talents, and the second to improve the national team. And I think both of these projects can support each other. That is my belief. So what are my plans? How am I going to implement the changes? Now, first of all, from experience, I was in Qatar for 3 years. Came there like I thought I was the best coach in the world. Went to Qatar, wanted to change all the players there to become Icelandic players with the Icelandic mentality. But sure, I hit the wall there. So now I'm experienced enough to know that I have to adapt to the Jamaican culture. I have to learn about how you do things here before I start to tell people, you know, all the things, what I want them to do. So I have to adapt first, and then we'll find a compromise. Yes, I have my ideas, how to be successful internationally, but of course I have to adapt to the culture here, and these will be my first one to try to learn as much as possible. So, to answer the questions that will probably come later, it's better just to speak here in peace and quiet. So, starting with the team selection now, everything happened really quickly. For me, I had short time to finish the contract, decide to come here, and there's one matter, when we were speaking, there's one matter you have to know. What is that? We play Argentina in 3 weeks. So, okay. I had to take a decision, maybe to sit in the stands and watch the game, or just jump in the pool and be brave and start from day one. And we decided to do this. But I totally admit that I don't know that much about Jamaican football yet, but for sure I will try to do my best to know a lot more next time we meet. So we decided to jump, start working, and the first thing was to select the squad. So I had a good help from the technical staff for this, and the criteria for us in the first camp was to try to have the players who are playing at the highest level start to look at them. I hope we can start with everyone, what do you say, clean slate, English, sorry, clean slate. Everyone from a clean slate, so everybody has the same chance to prove themselves to play for the national team. So we start here, we helped each other to select the squad based on, of course, previous national team matches and squads. It was about 100 players who have played for Jamaica for the last 2 years, I think, so it was a lot to look at. So this is how we started, this is how we selected the squad, but maybe, and I talked to the president yesterday, now when we meet the players we only have 2 days to prepare. And for me to implement the changes I want to implement my ideas to the players is very difficult in 2 days. So I have asked the president to have more time, and at least he said yes. next time we have a national team game. So if we need changes, we need time. That goes without saying. So again, to answer the questions beforehand, this is not only an exciting project. I know all projects have its how can I say, problems from the past, and I hope that all the things that have happened in the past is in the past. I hope when we start, we don't take problems from the past to the present. Yeah, it was now in the press. There's a lot written about Andre Blake, the captain of the team. For me, it's in best case scenario a little bit embarrassing. But I can tell you here, we had a talk. The case is settled. He is in the squad, and hopefully, me as a coach can start this cooperation with the captain in the team. And yeah, I'm hopeful that we can have a good relationship with that. Little bit about Argentina, number 4 in the FIFA ranking. So it's not the easiest task for a new coming coach to play them. What is it, in a week? Okay, so possibly, and I say this with belief, possibly the next world champions. They have a great team, and they now are in the final preparation, and the players there are proving themselves to be in the squad in Qatar, so they will be really competitive. Again, it would have been good for me to hide, but I think now is a great opportunity because they will expose all our weaknesses, especially defensive weaknesses. So it's great for me to have this as a first game. Probably we will be defending more or less most of the game. So it's for us really a good chance to see how we are, when we compare us to the best in the world. But okay, before questions, maybe I hope this can be a new beginning. I hope this can be a beginning of something positive for Jamaican football. I know it takes a lot of effort from all of us, because in the end, we all want to say, we all want the best for Jamaican football, yes. Thank you.
And I'm sure to the president, so. Can you turn now? Turn. Here you go. One.
Simon. Coach, so a month, 2 months on the island now. Are you settling into Jamaica?
Hope so. Feeling more and more at home. But a lot of course, a lot of changes from what I'm used to. Weather changes, culture changes, food, etc., etc. But I think we are enjoying our stay here until now.
Yeah, and the family
hopefully
settling in.
you will not change that.
And the family as well settling in, okay?
Doing good, yes, doing good. They are happy, and like I said, we slowly but steadily we are settling in.
Yeah, and the busy year ahead, you're looking forward to the friendlies, Nations League, Gold Cup. Looking forward to the busy year.
Yeah, I look at it like a final learning curve this March, April matches. So I hope I will get to see as many players play for Jamaica.
Against the last month, we started with a camp against Argentina with 2 days of preparation before we played Argentina. Then, as you know, they became world champions, so it was a good first match for a new coach, having 2 days to prepare. But reflecting on that match, I think it was a good one for us. Showed us a lot of things, good things, bad things, and we did a lot of video clips from that match that we will use from now on to help us improve. So yeah, a good start, even though we lost the match, and a pretty good performance for 85 minutes until Messi decided to finish the game off. Then we had a friendly against Cameroon in Cameroon with more or less or the bulk of the squad. Bulk of the squad was players playing here domestically, and again against the World Cup nation. I thought pretty good performance, and for me pleasing to see a different group of players performing as well as they did. So like I said before, the upcoming month is big. 2 games here in Jamaica against Trinidad and Tobago. In that match probably the bulk of the squad will again be players playing here the domestic league. Then we have Mexico away in Mexico City, and we're going to do the preparation here in Jamaica, and that will be good to bring the players over here, to connect them with the people, to connect them to connect the people with the players as well. And then we have on the 15th of April we have a friendly against Guatemala in New York. So again, I will have now 4 games to see as many players as possible, so we can have the best squad going to the Gold Cup in the summer. So we will have greater knowledge when this month is finished, so we have greater knowledge on the depth and quality of the squad. And the thing for us as national team coaches is not only about the performance on the pitch, which is where you will decide who should play or not. We will have the players in a camp, so we can see them, how they are interacting, how good team players they are, how well they adapt to our way of working and our working environment. So that will be huge for us to see the players in 2, 3, 4 days preparation before the camp is more, even for me, more important than what they do these 90 minutes. You will judge these players. So we will announce the squads, I think beginning of May for the Trinidad matches, and then after the Trinidad matches we will announce a squad for Mexico. March. Thank you. Difficult job for me to learn about Jamaica, the Jamaican people, the Jamaican culture, but especially the Jamaican football culture, which is the most important for me. So I've tried to move around, see as many matches as I possibly can here in Jamaica, both on TV and live. To understand the football culture, I've gone to training sessions for at least 3 teams, so I like to see how the players are training, so I can evaluate why they're playing. So try to do a lot of that, but my biggest job until now is making a profile on all available players for the national team coach of Jamaica. So there was kind of no profile on the possible players that could play for the Jamaican team. So that's huge for me, and we will keep on working on that document, both players here domestically, players playing abroad, players that possibly could play for Jamaica, both in the now and also for upcoming future players. So it's really important when the next coach comes in that he will have a profile on what possibilities are for me to pick a national team. So this will be, when we finish, this will be owned by the federation, and it's a file that is changing all the time, because always there's upcoming new talents. Some are fading away, others are coming in. So it's a paper that is changing all the time. So 2023 is a big one. I think 2024 for the national team is even bigger, and we have to secure that Jamaica is one of the top 6 CONCACAF teams. And then, of course, the big challenge is to make it into the 2026 World Cup. And it's, for me, I just like to say now, it's deceiving to say 2026, because it's quite far away in your mind. But the preparation for that one, to qualify for that one, starts in less than a year. So the investment, the preparation has to start now. So it's really deceiving to think about 2020. We have plenty of time. And if we look back on the last World Cup, the players that were the most impressive were about 21 years old, 20, 21 years old. I could mention 10 players that really shined and are sold over for an over 100 million each pounds today. That's players that have just turned 20. And then we think, what are we doing for the players that will be 20, 21 in 2026? And we have to step up there. We really, really have to step up there. Because that's the players that will be on top of their game in 4 years, 3 years. So, what we have to do, again, I'm talking about the profile on the players. We have a lot of talent around the world. We have a lot of talent here in Jamaica, so we have to start working really hard to improve these guys, elite coaching for the youngsters to improve, so we can have as a good possible team in 2026 when we will be going to the World Cup. I'm not going to have it longer. Just take questions if you want, or you wanted questions?